Gemini, it's complicated. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. That is not complicated. It is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising Sun. There's always an extended reading, guys. Please, you'll be able to find the links to that extended reading down below. It'll be at the top of the description box, or I'll also pin it to the top of the comment section. We'll go deeper and you'll get more details, and I hope that you join me. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Gemini content comes out every single Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, so it's over here on the West Coast. And I also have a second YouTube channel that I hope that you will join me for. It's called Astrology Motivation, and I do daily tarot card readings over there. I'll attach the link above. So this is why I'm distracted. There's a lot of activity around Mercury, which is still in Virgo until through this week. Then it will slip into Libra. Mercury is trine to Pluto, which is actually exceptional energy for inquiry and digging and persistence and almost obsessive thought that you can't let go. And then it's also trine to Mars, which is taking action and being relentless. And oh my God, if this were the energy, if this is where I could stop, it would be the most extraordinary week of your life, because the shit that you would accomplish and get done, I can't even. But there is a concern, and that is Neptune in opposition to Mercury. And what that means is delusion, clouded thinking, getting lost in emotion and being and kind of confusing your emotional impulses or even your aspirations with reality, so that what you are digging into and what you are relentless about may be based more in impracticality and confusion than it is in anything of real value. That is one possibility, and that concerns me clearly. The other is that you might be digging and probing and assertively taking action against this mentality, this confusion, this ridiculousness. You may be busting your you-know-what to make everybody wake up from this fantasy and make them see reality. But at the same time, everybody right now is hard-pressed because of this opposition. And to be totally honest with you, people wouldn't believe you anyway. So it ends up being difficult energy, because while you have the drive and you have the energy and you have the almost obsessive devotion to dig deep, you might be throwing yourself down a rabbit hole or throwing your voice into a cavern and just hearing back your own echo. Let's get into the cards. The first card that popped out is A Time to Heal. There's a snake in this grass, guys. There's a snake in this grass. And it's sickness. And it's something that is unhealthy. And that's really what snake comes out for. Snake teaches us how to handle poison and how to use it to protect ourselves. Even how to cast it out and expel it. And there's a good amount of, if you think of hissing, so there is talking, there is speaking, but there could be hissing speech, which concerns me as well. I love that this card is healing, but this is healing that will hurt. And it's healing that is almost shadow work. And is it personal? Is this what you're going through? Or is this what you are waking everybody else up to? Don't know that yet. I don't know that yet. Please feel free to leave comments below, because I really want your input as to how this energy, how is it impacting you? Because it is, to say the least, this is very complex. Embrace the in-between. This is in limbo. This is Libra energy. An attempt to find balance. Honestly, I honestly think that this is what you, at least now, are considering the toxin. You are sick and tired of embracing the in-between. You are sick and tired, maybe you're sick and tired of the extremes. And you're trying to push people toward balance. That could very well be. And I like that thought. Healing this kind of crazed hissing, this is what hissing, by helping people find balance. Go slow, take things slow. Maybe even fit in a little bit, or see the commonality between you and somebody else. Focusing there will actually really help you a lot. There's also a lot of mutual healing, because flamingo is the energy of togetherness, because flamingos flock. They stay together for protection. They're very good to each other. So there's just a sense of realizing somehow your pain in somebody else. And that's how compassion grows. Okay. Transformation is beautiful. Scorpionic energy, moving from one state of being and then rising from the ashes to become something completely different. I think you were waiting for this, and it was really difficult wait, feeling like you were stuck in limbo. And then now is a lucky time. Okay, this is what I really wanted to be able to see for you guys. So all this hardship, all this craziness, all this intensity is filtering down into one of the best things that could ever happen for you. Now, right after this transit with Neptune, Mercury will go into Libra, and then it'll be in opposition to Jupiter and Aries. Now, oppositions to Jupiter, not so terrible, though it could be running off at the mouth a lot, or talking a lot, saying a lot, without necessarily knowing a lot. The fact that Mercury will still be harmonized with Pluto and very, very comfortable with Mars is a really good sign there. But there's something here that I just am missing. Can you please clarify that for me, God? There's something here that I'm missing. Can you please clarify it? I want to... You've spent too much time alone because you're looking at the past and you haven't been able to get over it. Mercury is in Virgo and the Hermit came out. This is spending time alone because you are refusing to look forward. You're looking back. It's like you're still trying to solve the problems of the past instead of moving toward the future. Maybe that's what I was missing. That part of this was a choice, and that in some ways you've been cloistered a bit, really obsessing over the past, over something that hurt you or disappointed you in the past, and you have been working on it incessantly. And the working on it has actually been what has changed you. And now is a time when you will actually be able to speak it into existence. Well, that's something completely unexpected, isn't it? Gemini, what are you up to? What's more, what did Gemini have to be concerned about? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Sweet results await. You have been working on something, and it can be at government level or at leadership level. It's definitely something that is extremely spiritual, or you felt driven. You almost felt guided, and you felt like it was your mission or your purpose. You are driven to become an authority on something. You're driven to become a leader on something. You're driven to have a higher purpose than just plain old day-to-day living. Not to say that you shouldn't be okay with plain old day-to-day living, but I think in some ways you're sort of sick of it. Watch your words. In the past, your words have gotten you in trouble in this arena or in this circumstance or situation with this person. However this energy is playing out in your life, that's fine. But in the past, this is a situation that has to do with, in the past, your words have gotten you into a lot of trouble. And people kept putting them on repeat and throwing them back up to your face. And that's what parrot is for. It's like, be careful who's listening, because people will keep repeating it, but it's probably out of context. Right? And this is what you've been obsessing over. Like, sick of that bullshit, not really being able to, and you're usually very much able to just get on with things. Geminis are very, very fair at letting things go, but not when something really fucks with them. And clearly this really fucked you up, because you were done with people. You love words. And you know, it's somebody using your words against you. It's somebody taking them out of your mouth and using them against you. And that is something that you're like, no, bitch, no. No, you want to settle the score. Oh, fuck yeah. That's what it is. You want to settle the score. And this is that trine to Pluto, because Pluto, if you ever known a Scorpio, is all about fucking revenge. Like, but it's not revenge. At least not from your perspective. Your perspective is, no. I am evening out the playing field. Because I'm tired of this bullshit. And you can say I'm crying over spilt milk. I don't care. There is something here that does not set right with me. It may have happened in the past, but it's still impacting me now. And until it's over, and until it's taken care of, I'm going to be right here where I am. And it's almost made you an authority on something. You put yourself out there, you busted your ass, you did a shit ton of work. And you have inadvertently become an authority on something. I don't even think you wanted to become an authority on it or wanted to know this much about anything ever, but you have. And because of that, you have found yourself as an authority on it. It doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't mean anything big or huge. It means something big and huge in your life. Something has taken over you, kind of almost like a life purpose. Even though you didn't necessarily choose it, you kind of ran into it. Overcome any obstacle. This is Taurus energy. North Node, a few years ago, was in Gemini. And that's when everybody was running you blind, because they didn't want to listen to what you had to say, because you were talking shit that they didn't want to hear. And so they made everything really difficult for you. That's when this started. Fast forward now, we have Taurus. We have the North Node in Taurus. It's almost like, in some ways, the energy that once tried to slow you down is enabling you to get the upper hand and push through. Overcome any obstacle. This means that, spoiler alert, this means that you will break through. This means that you will find success. This means that ultimately there is a persistence about you that will never say die. And it could be because the bullshit has also persisted as well. Persevere. I was just going to say, because this is about hard work. Hard work will rule a day. The busy bee gets the honey. But it's during Leo season that you really step ahead and make a decision to sort of step into a leadership role or own your own authority on something, and finally maybe develop confidence in your momentum. But how does this impact Gemini's like personal life? The fuck is this? Cancer. Are you becoming a parent? You're nurturing something. It could also mean that something new is coming into the world. This is a new chance. It's a new you. You've been reborn. Start over. Leave the old fight behind. Not what you're fighting, but how you're fighting. And then move forward in with a whole new strategy. And that's how you'll barrel through. This is a new life, a new birth. This is parenthood. It's home. It's family. It's love. It's certainty. It's security. It's almost like, in some ways, especially for those of you who have children, you doubling down on what's really important and taking care of that family. Maybe you're doing this for them. That's your inspiration. You can't give up, because if you gave up, you might leave people you love vulnerable to this. But what do you want? How is this impacting Gemini's day-to-day life? Like, how is that impacting them? Definitely write it in the comments. If you're like sitting there answering the question while I'm asking it, definitely leave it in the comments. This is bad karma, bad juju. It's having strength to legitimately overturn bad karma. Having the strength to go head to head, toe to toe, and create new karma. Your children are your karma. There's something karmic here with a child. Even if you don't have children, there's something karmic here with what? There's strength, okay, so it's made you stronger. And the Wheel of Fortune is, it's coming around. You're starting to see maybe light at the end of the tunnel. But this is karma. I'll tell you this right now. What this means in this position is that you don't have complete control over this situation. Part of it is absolutely fated. You're not completely at the wheel. But that's still major arcana. How is this impacting Scorpio on the day-to-day? On the day, not Scorpio. I said Scorpio. Why? Because there's that Pluto. How is this impacting Gemini on the day-to-day? Hold your vision. Somebody's going to try to throw you off. And they might use your family to try to do it. Hold your vision. What is your vision? What do you want for the future? What do you see for the future? It really isn't just about you anymore. Don't give that up. Because you know what? This is about more than you. This is about, even if you don't have a kid, your future children. This so feels like I have to triumph and overcome, push forward for the future. I keep hearing for the future. But why? What is Gemini's biggest challenge? Gathering money, raising money. That's what it is. Raising money. You've taken on a tremendous burden, and there's a lot of opposition. Lots of passion. Maybe too much passion and not enough thought. You've risked a lot. You've put a lot of yourself onto this. You put a lot of maybe your own money, your own time, your own energy, maybe even remortgaged your fucking house. Whatever this is, you have destabilized yourself economically, and it's become a huge burden because there's a lot of opposition that really doesn't know what it's doing. It's just throwing shit out there all the time. Just when you think you've gotten ahead, something new comes out to cause trouble, to argue, to compete. It's very arrogant energy. It's very rebellious energy. This could be one of your children. Like a tremendous burden on your shoulder. Them not wanting to listen to everything that you've learned or tried to teach them. But you've worked very hard to put something together. Could be a gathering, could be a gala, could be a wedding, could be an actual event. You've worked really hard to put together sort of like a festivity. But everybody's at ends because everybody wants their way. It's like nobody will get on a unified vision in some way. It's like what you've done is inspire them to think, oh, we can all lead. We all have a right to talk or say whatever. And you're like, no, fuckers, that's not what I meant. So it's almost like there's strife from the inside, having to wrangle in a bunch of crazies who want to assume your role or assume they know just as much as you. You don't want this shit thrown together by a bunch of irresponsible people. Too much is on the line for you. If you are planning a major event that you're investing a lot in, ultimately, Gemini, I would say dial it back. Absolutely. Dial it back and go slower, because rushing it is ruining it. Hold on. Let's go to the extended. I'll see you guys there.